What's up, guys? My name is Lake Castlevania. I'm here with my good friend David Alexander from Icon Collective. You're watching video number 2 of our series on music theory tutorials. Today we're going to be talking about finding the chords within your scale. In the first video we talked about finding the scale, so if you haven't seen that, be sure to look back. David?
Let's get right to it. First of all, what is a chord? A chord is when you play 2 or more notes together. The typical chords start with 3 notes. We call that a triad. And chords, depending on how you space the notes apart, have a different emotional quality to them. You have some chords that are happy, some chords that are sad. So we just want to show you the formula for a major chord, which is the happy chord, and a minor chord, which is the sad chord. Starting with any note, if you jump up how many pitches do we get to the second note of a major chord?
That would be 4 pitches.
And then from there we go up
3 more.
Perfect. So if you start with any note and go +4 and then +3, you'll find a major chord. It doesn't matter where you do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Works every time.
Yep.
Now, a minor chord has a different formula. It's actually root +3 +4. So for C, it would be C, 3 pitches, and then the last one would be 4 away. 1, 2, 3, 4. And do you notice something interesting about that?
Yeah, one more key thing to mention here is that the top note of the chord is going to be 7 pitches away from the root. You really just have to figure out what the middle note is going to be.
Exactly.
It's either going to be 3 or 4.
Yeah, so 3 + 4 is 7, 4 + 3 is 7, top note doesn't change, and it's the middle note that defines the chord as major or minor. Now there's one other chord quality that we're going to come across within the chords of the scale, which is a diminished chord. This is kind of a suspenseful tone. It's also very dark, and it sounds like this.
The girl on the railroad track.
The girl on the railroad tracks when the train's coming and you can't get the chains off anyways. So now let's start with the C minor scale. We start with the first note of the scale, and the key here to finding the chords is simply to play every other note in the scale until you have 3 notes stacked together. If we start with C, we skip the next note in the scale, which is D. Notice that C sharp is not in the scale, so we don't count that for playing or skipping, right? So play, skip, play, skip, play. That gives us our first chord, which is C minor.
Yep.
Second chord is built off the second note of the scale, which is D. Play, skip, play, skip, play. There's our suspenseful D diminished.
Yep.
And what's the third chord in the scale?
So the next chord in the scale is a major chord. So play, skip, play, skip. That gives us our chord, and again, that's a major chord.
E flat major is our third chord. Our fourth chord is built off the fourth note, which is F. Play, skip, play, skip, play. Happy or sad?
That's sad.
F minor. Moving on to the fifth chord. Want me to take it? All right, start on G, skip, play. Notice that I'm stepping into the second register and repeating the scale, but that's quite all right. You have to do that to build the chords. Play, skip, play, skip, play. Now we have G minor.
Yep.
Next note in the scale is A flat, so starting from there, play, skip, play, skip, play.
And again, this is going to be a major chord.
Right, and our last chord is built off the last note in the scale, which is B flat, play, skip, play, skip, play.
And again, that sounds happy, so of course we have a major chord.
So those are the 7 notes that belong to the scale, and that's how you find them. They are minor. The first one's minor, second one's diminished, third is major. I visually see that as little m, D, big M. That's how I like a mental picture to remember that.
And then we have little m and m.
Right, so the next 2 chords are minor, minor.
And then big M, big M.
Right, big M and N's, major, major. Minor, diminished, major, minor, minor, major, major.
So we'll show the formula on the page, but yeah, just a good, easy way to remember it. It's just M, D, M, little m, D, big M, and then little M&Ms, little M&Ms. Just think of the candy.
Yeah.
And one other thing that helps me remember it is, since it's a minor scale, you just remember that minor is going to come first in the scale, and that's what the small M's represent.
Perfect. Now, if you play these chords 7 chords in different patterns, you basically create a blueprint for your track. And placing these in different orders will lead the listener through different emotional storytelling.
I think usually when I write a song, I try to get to figuring out the chords as soon as possible because, like you said, it's the blueprint. Pretty much you can derive the whole rest of the musicality of the song from the chords. So let's play something.
Yeah, the last tip here is whatever chord I'm playing, I'm going to use the root of that chord in the bass. So give me a groove. I'm just going to play some chords and see what happens.
Cool. Let's do it. Cool.
So simple, right?
Yeah, so you can see how just using the chords that we showed you can really help you dive in and get into writing a song very quickly.
Next week, we'll take you a little bit further down this harmony theory rabbit hole from our unique perspectives. So take this, run with it, and go out and make some music.